we must demand our
Good evening and welcome to the Resident Small Show. My name is Ken Gillette. I did the Ralph Records 10th anniversary radio special, and I've also been featured on Kojak a couple of times. Now the residents have hired me to come out here and kind of explain the show to you superficially as it goes along. I've been armed for this task with a script, which I have right here, and I've also seen all the shows and all the rehearsals to date. Now, first of all, and perhaps most important, the gentlemen who are out here with the eyeball heads and are now standing back behind the screen playing all the music are the residents.
The residents, remaining totally anonymous and wanting to go out on a live show, needed someone to stand in front of the show and kind of have a face for people to look at and also to explain the show. And they figured if they picked someone as different from them as they could imagine, then they would have someone that would give a very different point of view to the show.
How were you brought into the conspiracy?
After I finished running a show in San Francisco, I got a very odd letter from Ralph Records asking me if I wanted to host a radio special for a record company I'd never heard of, Ralph Records, and a band I'd never heard of, The Residents. And I agreed to do it, and the terms were very odd. I was locked in a motel room for 1 week with nothing but Residents records, some food, and a microphone, and I talked about my feelings about the music for 50 hours, which they then edited down to an hour-and-a-half radio special. I hated it, and it was very foreign to me. And after a week of being in that room, I began to like it and continued to like it, and that's where the collaboration started. My understanding of the show is the very simple idea that there are two cultures. The cultures of the moles, which is a very primitive but very sensitive culture that lives underground and is then forced by a natural disaster onto the land of the chubs, who are very colorful, loud, big bandy, and technically advanced, although less sensitive than the moles. And then those two cultures just come into conflict. I think that anybody seeing the show would see the parallel between the residents and the moles, and they felt that they were being forced out of the underground just like the moles, and the whole, the trilogy can't be complete until the residents see how they get along in the land of the chubs.
Do you feel there are any constraints they're putting on you?
I am allowed pretty much a personal opinion, although if I give that too often in interviews and the residents either are listening to it live like here or read it later in print, that's amended and I'm told to change it.
They come from the very liberal city of San Francisco. Are any of them women? Are any of them gay?
That's one of those questions that I can't answer. Sorry.
Do they revel in the rumors that they are in fact a superstar rock group like the Beatles or the Police?
I think that the record company and all the promoters are given a tremendous task to sell a rock band or a pop band that has no personalities. They can't talk about who they're dating or what they had for dinner. So any sort of thing that the record company can possibly hold on to, they do and they push. But the residents themselves seem much more concerned with the show and the music than that kind of stuff. All indications are that although Ralph Records, their company, has gone through a lot of changes, the actual people that make the music has remained the same.
It's been said that the point of their anonymity is to direct attention to the music itself and nothing else. Will they come out once that's been achieved?
I have no idea. That's a personal question. I can't really answer it for them.